Alright, this is your boy Jug out with another Vampire Thrall video. Alright, so if this is your first time to my channel, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Okay, so without further ado, today we're going to be talking about reducing the amount of wounded you have with these vampire threats. Now, if you're in a newer kingdom, you're probably noticing that you're doing an awful lot of healing. Okay, depending on what march you're sending and your stats and all that. Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys here. I've got my battle equipment on, okay? And I'm going to go inside here, and you'll notice that I've got my guards equipped accordingly. My guards aren't perfect, full disclosure. I should have shot for the purple guards, but I made the mistake of going for the gold. But if you look here, my covenant down there on the bottom right hand side is activated, okay? And you always want to have this activated if you're going into battle. So I'm going to go for the highest one available, and really hoping there's going to be a second one so I can compare. Alright, so here I'm going to be using Gunmuse, if you're familiar with him or not. A suggested march that you should send for attacking player versus player. Okay, now with your previous threats, which were beasts before, you could send player versus environment or march, okay, a PvE march, and it would work just fine. These new vampire thralls are a bit different, okay? So you're going to notice on this very first march, I am not sending a full march, okay? So here I'm using his calculator, but I've only got 44,939 troops, okay? Here's an example of only sending less than 50,000 troops to hit the highest level vampire thrall we have right now. Obviously, these are going to go up to level 30, okay? But as they get bigger, you notice that the amount of wounded or these beasts get significantly stronger. Okay, so here you have your minor injury. With these minor injury, these troops disappear. They go off to the 10th dimension, and then they eventually come back, okay? Now your serious injured troops, these are going to go to your hospital, okay? These are going to go directly to your hospital here, okay? I'm going to hit this with not quite a full march, but a significant amount of troops more. Again, I am using the same exact calculator, okay? But now I'm sending 185,600, okay? Same guard, same march. I have a buddy who's in a newer kingdom, and he's only got retribution equipment, or had. It's equipment day, so he's probably got much better now. He was like, oh, I'm only sending 70,000, and I'm sending 4 marches, and my heals are a lot less. So let's see here. Boom, hit that. 3,000. Okay, so let's go into the reports. All right, this first report said I had 245 injured. Okay, let's go into this one again. 177. Okay. If I were to kick my march up to 70 or 80,000, I would have had a significant drop in the serious injury category, okay? And this is going to help you guys to reduce the amount of injured that you're going to have, okay? So now let's try something a tad bit different, okay? So I'm going to send it at this vampire thrall. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the airship. Okay, so I've still got 185,600 troops. Let's send that bad boy off. Alright, so I got 226 wounded here. Let's go and check here. 177. Okay, how long the heal is. Okay, so it's still only 5 minutes. Okay, it's a 5-minute heal, but I didn't send my ship. Okay, and I would suggest on these, especially on these bigger vampire thralls, possibly sending your ship. It all depends on how many resources you have and how many speed ups you have and how long you're willing to wait. Granted, it is just heals, but if you're going to be hitting these things all day, your hospitals are going to fill up pretty quickly, but they're going to fill up a lot slower using this type of march. Your player versus player march. Gunmuse specifically built it to reduce the amount of wounded, reduce your healing time, and reduce your cost. I can increase my march here by another almost, 75,000, 76,000 almost. So that's also going to reduce my wounded. But it just shows you guys the possibilities of what you can do with these types of marches. I sent out some equalized ones, and because my even tier infantry is extremely high, right? When I send out these marches, I'm getting thousands of wounded. There's a 25 here. Okay, so yeah, this was sent out an equalized march. This is definitely an option for you guys if you want to reduce the amount of wounded that you guys have in your hospitals. You look at these different reports. You know, I wouldn't suggest just sending an equalized march unless you've got a bunch of resources or you've got a bunch of speed ups. You can also use this talent here to heal 10% of all your wounded troops. But it all depends on how many troops you have, your stats, and how many troops you're going to have in the hospital, and whether you can even access this ability. This is one way to kind of get free healing. But obviously, I'm bubbled now. It's Ike, or as some call it, Cross Kingdom Kill Event. So this is your boy Jug out with a Reduce Your Wounded for Vampire Thralls video.